Hello, this is Photography Gamer. Welcome back to the channel. So today I have a review for you. What am I reviewing, you ask? Well, the game we're reviewing is called Human Fall Flat. So what is Human Fall Flat all about? Human Fall Flat, it's one of those unique little games that you just you don't encounter very often because it's genuinely something that I haven't played before, anything quite like it. It's very unique. It's essentially kind of like a puzzle platformer where you play these little plasticine men, I guess, and you're very kind of like cumbersome in terms of your movement, and you have objects in the environment and you have to use those objects to traverse the environment, unlock doors, to fix things, to work out puzzles in order to progress to the next stage of the level, to actually achieve that level, move on to the next one. So that's kind of the general gist of the game. So as I said, the characters are these kind of like neutral little they look like plasticine models. They have no facial features, they're just like lumps with arms, legs and a head. There is a sort of character creation thing at the start, but it's just really aesthetics. It's just like skin color, hats, clothing, trousers, like weird costumes. It's just really whatever you want to look like, but it doesn't actually affect how your character performs within the level. But the character creation is kind of fun. So the first thing you notice, basically the game starts, you just fall out of the sky and you land on the floor. And then you're just in an environment, and the objective is just to keep going forward and find your way through the maze, through the kind of the environment to get to the exit. That's the basic premise. But the thing that makes this game unique is the controls, really, because I mean you can move around left, right, forward, back, etc. You can jump with the X button. But the thing that makes this unique is the use of the left and the right triggers, because the left and the right triggers use your arms. So if you press the triggers, it pushes your arm out. If you're looking up at the sky, your arm will go up to the sky. If you're looking at the floor, it will go to the floor. If you're looking front facing, it will go straight ahead of you. What happens is if you put your arm out and there's a wall in front of you, your arm will stick to the wall, or it will stick to whatever object, whether it's a box or a plank of wood. And as long as you hold that down, you can drag that object or move it. So you can use both arms together, you can use them to turn switches, you can row boats, you can lift things up, throw them. It's very, you can use your arms to climb, climbing. Like in most games, we're so used to being kind of platforms is very easy. You jump from one thing to the next. In this game, like platforming is incredibly difficult, because if you want to jump from one ledge to another, you have to like hold your hands up to the sky, jump, and then hope that your hands land on the ledge. And then you've got to pull your body up using the joysticks in a certain way to actually lift yourself up. It's actually really quite difficult, but it's kind of a challenge and it's quite fun. The levels, there's about five levels I think there were originally, or maybe more, but then they've added 2 since the release. So there's quite a lot, and they do get quite tricky. Some of the puzzles, they are a bit of like a brain twister. You do think, oh my god, am I being really stupid here or something? But there are multiple ways of doing the puzzle. It just depends on your approach. There's a simple way, there's a complex way, there's like avant-garde ways if you've got a creative mind. So it's definitely interesting in terms of level design and how you have to traverse the environments like that. So gameplay, what's it like playing this game? Well, as I said, it's quite fiendish puzzles and quite tricky platform elements, but really this game is just a lot of fun, because it's like you can play it single player or co-op, but it's just ridiculous because the way your character moves like they're drunk, the way they sort of swing on things, their body's really flexible, they're just weird characters, and they're just comedy value of them is great. Especially when you're playing with another person and you're kind of teaming up, you can kind of drag each other through the level. Like one could be swinging on a rope and you could jump and grab his foot and then swing on that as well. So there's a lot of comedy moments when you're playing 2-player in particular. And the unique control system really allows for so many sort of unpredictable random things, because you have 2 arms that can connect to anything. You can swing, you can try and cheat your way around levels through those things, and pole vault with like twigs and stuff. The levels are all different, they're all interesting. Some are particularly challenging and really hard, and like you can spend ages looking at these puzzles and think, what the hell am I doing wrong? You keep going, eventually you'll get there. It's not like hard in respect of you'll never finish it, if you keep playing, you'll figure it out. It just takes a bit of, like, some people are better at puzzles than others, and it's a bit avant-garde sometimes how you solve them, but it's a challenge. And you know, the traps and the kind of the environments are very well made. They make it really challenging to get through. Like, what seems like a straightforward task is actually really a pain in the ass, but really fun when you actually achieve it, especially, like, you know, with another person. So I played through the game one player, and I definitely really enjoyed it, but it's not as much fun one player as it is online or couch co-op, because when you're playing with another person, you have to work together as a team, and that's where this game really becomes hilarious, because the controls are kind of funny with the arms. You know, you can lift things, you can lift each other up. Like, you can have a ledge you've got to get to. One person does the jump, they make it, they're on the other side. The other one jumps, misses, they're hanging from a little bit below the ledge, so they can't pull themselves up. The other character can grab them by the head and drag them up. So it's got lots of comedy with the multiplayer. I'd say play it single player and just to experience it, but co-op, I've played this through many times with a friend, and it's always different, and it's always fun and enjoyable and just kind of like ridiculous. The graphics are kind of very sort of clean and simple, like block colors, and there's not really any dynamic lighting per se. It's just kind of like very cartoony, very sort of almost like plasticine Lego vibes to it. But it looks nice, it does the trick, it's simple. It's more about the characters getting through the environments, you know. It's the graphics and the animation aren't going to like blow you away, but the environments are well done. They make it a real challenge to get through. The graphics are like, they're solid, they're not going to blow your mind, but they fit with the game, you know, they work. The music, there's not a great deal of music, it just kind of comes in and out now and again. Like, I wouldn't say it's particularly great or if it particularly suits the game. It's kind of just like odd music. It's like, it's not really like any other game music I've had. It's kind of like a piano theme tune, and then each level has a little bit of different soundtrack. So the music's like medium, like okay, it's not great, it's not bad, it's just there. Sound effects are kind of they fit. They're not particularly kind of loud or like over the top. It's just kind of fits in with the style. There's no voice acting per se because none of the characters speak. Ambience, like, you do have some good ambience for the levels depending on where you are, whether it's a construction site or a beach, but it's a very minimalist style of game. So the sound is kind of very much in the back. It's not like front and center. It's more about the mechanics of the characters and the playability, really. Okay, so what's good and what's bad? The good points to this game, it genuinely feels unique. It's real fun to like just play with the characters, especially in co-op. The co-op is just some of the best co-op I've ever played. It's just genuinely fresh and fun every single time. It's always different because you just never know how it's going to pan out. The character creation is kind of fun, having these weird little things you can make to run around the levels. The puzzles are challenging and interesting and really make you think. What's bad? It would be nice if it was a bit longer, the game, like there was more levels, but they've added some, so that's been addressed kind of. It would be nice if there was a little bit more customization on the characters, because you are restricted a little bit. It would be nice if you could change the height of the characters or the physicality, but you know, there's the music maybe could be slightly better, the sound effects could be a bit better, but there's not a great deal wrong with this game. You know, it's just a really interesting puzzle game, and with so much kind of comedy value. So what do I think? Who should buy it? If you enjoy a puzzle game and a platform puzzler where you've got to really think your way through it, this is a really enjoyable game. If you enjoy co-op games where you've got to work with a partner to solve a problem and you can't do it on your own, you know, then this is a great game for that. If you're anyone who enjoys couch co-op, this is a must, because it's just one of the best couch co-ops on the PS4. Couch co-op is a dying art, and it's a real shame because it's probably where you get the best experiences as a gamer. This is one of the great ones. This is fantastic. I think if you enjoy kind of silliness, puzzles, and just kind of like having a bit of a laugh with a friend, and it's not too serious, this is a real good game for you. You know, it's tricky as well. Like, don't look at it and think, oh, that looks easy. Trust me, when you start playing it, you'll realize it's quite tricky just to even climb up a ledge. Like, it really kind of grounds you, but it's good fun. So what would I give this out of 10? I'd give it an 8 out of 10. It's really good fun. It's kind of great co-op. it's silliness, it's ridiculous. You know, when you're playing with a friend, you'll get to moments in it where you're looking at what your friend's doing and you just burst out laughing because it just looks fucking ridiculous. It's really kind of unique in terms of the controls. It's a different idea, but it really works, and it's got constant replay value. You can keep playing this over and over with a friend. You'll never get bored because it will always have a different dynamic every time, because you'll approach things slightly differently. Really good game. I'd recommend most people who enjoy that kind of thing should pick it up. Okay, that's the review. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it's useful. If this sounds like your thing, go pick it up. It's great fun. Have a great day, everybody. This has been Photography Gamer. Thank you.